everybody, my name is Madeline, my happy crafter. We'll be using the Paisley cartridge from Cricut. I got this cartridge in a few days ago and I ordered it from Custom Crops and it was only $18, and so I'll link Custom Crops down in the bottom bar. And then we're going to be cutting this super cute bumblebee, and she or he, whatever, is on page 25, and I cut it at 3 1/4 inches, and it cuts a flower. It cuts a flower that you put like in the center, and I just used a little dimensional to raise that up. And so we will be making a 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 card. So I have this piece of black cardstock that measures 4 1/4 by 8 1/2. So we're just going to take my bone folder and I'm going to fold it in half. Now since my trimmer is in the way, okay, I'm going to move this. Now since it is black cardstock, you want to be able to write inside of it, and so I have this piece of white paper that, like, you know, will be the place where someone could write, and that measures 4 inches by 4 inches. And you really want a lot of adhesive on this because this is where the message is. It could be a very, you know, important thing. It's very important, the message of the card. So you want to make sure that it stays in the card and doesn't fall out. Okay. So just put this right here. And you could make it 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, but I wanted a little bit of a border. And so we're going to have it open up this way. And so I have, let me set this aside. I have some of these pattern paper that would match the flower in the middle. And so I thought that would be super cute. So I'm sort of just making up this card as I go. I'm not really sure where I'm going to put what. And so I'm thinking I'm going to cut this pink cardstock with the white flowers. So I'm thinking I want this pink pattern paper at 3 inches by 4. So I want a slight border. Okay, so we have that. And I'm going to overlap them, so, oh my goodness, okay. And I'll cut, you know, I'll just cut this one at 3 too. And I'll just layer them as I see fit. Okay, so both of the pattern paper measure 3 by 4, and then I'm just gonna layer them. Wait, I'm gonna cut this green one down to 2 inches. Okay, so I just took 1 inch off. So I'm just trying to line this up, see what I like it. And then this would go right here. Okay, that looks good for me. So I'm gonna set my trimmer aside, and I'm gonna put down my pink piece of pattern paper down first. Okay, so I'm gonna have this one at the top. See? Okay, now I'm gonna take my green paper with the polka dots and, oh no, Okay, that, my adhesive didn't stick. Okay, now it did. It's on my finger. Okay, so now I'm just gonna sort of put it at the bottom, and it's gonna overlap nicely with the pink. So there's that, and I'm thinking about using a Prima flower just to incorporate more of the yellow. Okay, first I'm gonna put my bee down, and I actually have a little stamp that I'm gonna put. So once again, I'm gonna use dimensionals. They just really make the card. I love dimensionals. So 2 things will be popped up and raised on this card: the flower and the bee itself. Okay, move that, and I'm gonna put this in the middle at a slant, like so. Now you could leave it here, but I'm gonna add a few embellishments. And so I have this phrase. It says "Be happy" with 2 B's, you know, because it's a bumblebee. It says "Be happy," and I actually typed this up on my computer, and I printed it out. And I just put it, and I cut it out, and then I layered it on the same color yellow so it coordinates. And I'm going to try to see where I want the stamp in relationship to the flower. And I think I want the flower, excuse me, in the top hand corner. And I'm going to put the phrase sort of at a slant, and to the bottom of the bee, like so. So I'm going to go ahead and get the stamp down. And typing up and printing stamp phrases is actually not a bad idea, because you can, custom the phrase, and you can pick the font, pick the color, and so it's nice. But it's also nice to have a real stamp set, so you can, actually stamp it on the paper. I bet I'm not even making sense. Okay, so now for the Prima up in the Prima flower in the top corner. I have this really cool tool that I got from my local craft store, and what it is, it has a really sharp pointy end. I'm not even in view. Okay, a really sharp pointy end where you pierce the paper, and then you have this metal tip, and it spreads the brad things, the little legs of the brad apart. So I'm gonna take one of my mini brads, and what color do I want? I'm gonna use green to sort of, I'm just picking out some mini brads. I cannot speak today. So I'm gonna put, has a little hole. You probably know how Primas work, and y'all are probably gonna laugh at me, but I sort of made my own little piercer paper contraction, and it's just if you want a video on how to make one, I guess I can show you, but I just took some foam squares that I had laying around, and I just covered it in fabric. And then what I do is I poke the paper, having the little pad thing underneath, and I just pierce it. I don't really I just pierce it, and then I'm done. And then I set that aside, and I just sort of deepen the hole and make it wider. I just stick it through. So I do that a few times just to make sure the brad has no problem going through. Okay, so I have my yellow flower, and then if you take this side, this is actually a really cool tool, and you just put it between the 2 legs, and it just breaks them apart. Okay, that is it for our card. Isn't that so cute? I think it came out really nicely, and the Paisley cartridge is amazing. It has tons of girly things, and I love it. So if you want any more card tutorials using that, let me know, and if you have any requests, let me know as well. And I hope you have a good day, and I will talk to you later. Thanks for joining me. Bye.